Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Today I wanted to continue our talk about the mental game. I keep getting requests, and so I figured I'd throw some more things out there. I was doing a hitting clinic this past weekend, and I had the chance to interact with a bunch of scouts, former players, current players, and we just discussed a bunch of things, and I picked up a couple new things that I thought would be interesting that we could talk about today. One thing that I want to get into is something that Todd Donovan said. He is a scout with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And one thing he said was that baseball isn't a light switch game. And he was talking about making adjustments. As we get older, we're going to continue to learn new things, whether it's about our swing or our pitching mechanics or our base running or whatever it might be. And it's not a light switch game. It's not just gonna a coach isn't gonna tell you something and you're gonna try it once and boom, like a light switch, it's just gonna go on and wow, that's amazing. That helps so much. Most things that you learn in baseball are gonna take time for you to adjust, for you to continue to learn, for you to get comfortable. No matter what it is, if you've done something for a long time, even if it's something very bad, it's going to feel very comfortable to you. So if you try to change and learn something that's going to help you, even if it's the best thing in the world for you, it might not feel comfortable to you because you haven't done it before. And what happens a lot of times is players like to be comfortable. So they try something new that's going to help them. It doesn't feel good and they say, no, forget that. I don't want to do it. There's a couple of important things here that I want to talk about. Two things that you have to do. The first thing you have to do is you have to get good quality coaching because you have to make sure that the things that you're trying or learning are good for you. Now I could know nothing about baseball and I could come and tell you that hitting on your head is going to really improve your game. It's not going to do you much good to work at that and apply some of the things I'm going to tell you because it's probably not a good idea to hit on your head. And one thing that I see happen a lot is a player will work with a coach that means very well, but is teaching them something that is not going to help them at all. It actually will probably hurt them and make them a worse player. And the player listens to them because they are their coach and they work on it for a long time and they see themselves getting worse and worse and worse. And after a while, their game has really gone the wrong way. They haven't developed, but they've become a worse player. So the next time a coach comes around and this time it's a good coach and they have something good to tell the player doesn't want to listen to them because they said, well, I've tried things before and it doesn't work. I didn't get any better. So it's the biggest thing is to make sure you're getting the right information from a very good coach so that you know when you put the time in that eventually it's going to work and it's going to help you. The second thing is after you get that good quality coaching and you understand what you need to do to get better, you have to, number one, give it time. Nothing is going to change in one day or even 1 week or sometimes even in a month or two. It takes a very long time. You have to do it over and over again to become comfortable with it, but also to really learn what you're trying to do up there. And the second thing is you have to stick with it. You have to keep working hard. Adjustments are not going to be done by just taking a few swings and all of a sudden, boom, you've got it. Or your pitching mechanics are not going to change at all if you're just going to go out there and throw a couple pitches off a flat ground or even off a bullpen, and all of a sudden you think you're going to get it. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of time. So you have to keep at it. You have to keep pushing forward. Sometimes as a player, when you're learning something new, you have to take a few steps backwards to continue to progress forwards. Sometimes when you learn something and it doesn't feel comfortable, you might actually do worse than you were doing before you made the changes, but it's just because you don't really understand yet what you're trying to do. You don't feel comfortable. You might even be a little hesitant and think that what you're doing isn't going to help you, and therefore you might do a little bit worse at the very beginning. But if you stick with it and it is something that is going to make you better in the long run, eventually you will come out of it, you will start to do better, and then you're going to exceed whatever you were doing before and become a much better player. So it's just a couple of things to keep in mind. Two things, make sure you get the good quality coaching and then give it time and keep at it. If you do this, you're going to, in the long run, continue to develop as a player. And no matter how old you are, you can always get better. It doesn't matter if you've been in the major leagues for 15 years, those guys are still striving to improve on the things that they do every single day. So if you're a younger player, there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing the same. So I hope this helps. Keep up the good work. Let me know if you have any questions, and take care.